To know yourself is to know the world. What if the very thing that makes us human is also our greatest challenge? Defined as the ability to recognize and understand one's own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, as well as their impact on others and ourselves, self-awareness stands as a cornerstone in both philosophical thought and psychology. In a perfect world, this heightened consciousness should ideally lead to personal growth and mental lucidity. So why is this not always the case? In reality, we are often dragged down to a darker, crueler truth. Self-awareness often highlights our flaws whilst amplifying our existential dread. So what does this mean? Is self-awareness a blessing or a burden? Does it empower us, or does it simply subject us to the curse of our own mental imprisonment? I'm Mojtaba Shahhosseini, and in this talk, we'll discuss the paradoxical nature of self-awareness, the fulfilling emptiness that comes with truly knowing yourself, analyzing its value as a gift and a curse, its real-life applications, and how we can strike a balance in its light and shadow. Because in a world often absent-minded and uncertain, understanding self-awareness could just be the key to understanding ourselves. Imagine that you're on a plane, headed towards some destination. Mid-flight, you're served your favorite meal. As you begin to eat your food, an announcement. The plane is going to crash. There's no way out. Your fate is sealed. What do? Do you savor your final moments? Or does the knowledge of the inevitable consume you? This is the paradox of self-awareness. The ability to think, grow, and reflect, but also the inability to escape what we already know. This problem is a perfect example of the double-edged sword that is self-awareness. How we answer this question is an exact reflection of ourselves and our relationship with self-understanding. From this, we once again arrive back at our central question. Is self-awareness a blessing or a burden? In order to answer this, we must first begin to examine both sides. Self-awareness is often seen as a gift, one allowing for personal growth, emotional maturity, and a better understanding of others and ourselves, assisting individuals to live life with clarity. From elite athletes to CEOs to world leaders, self-awareness has long been a key factor in success, guiding individuals toward personal growth, effective problem solving, and ethical decision making. The athlete harnesses self-awareness to regulate emotions and sharpen focus under mental and physical pressure. The CEO strategizes, assessing strengths and weaknesses, leading more effectively. Whilst world leaders rely on this clarity to recognize biases and make ethical decisions, impacting millions, even billions at a time. But if self-awareness was just a gift, we wouldn't ever question it. We wouldn't ever find ourselves trapped in overthinking, paralyzed by doubt, or burdened with the weight of our own thoughts. The truth is, self-awareness isn't always a guiding light. It can just as easily be the very darkness we get lost in. Despite its value, self-awareness often becomes a burden, trapping us in cycles of overanalysis and self-doubt. The athlete crumbles, unable to move on from their past failures, suffocated by self-doubt and memories of who they once were. The CEO overanalyzes every decision, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice, trapped by endless self-criticism. The world leader, burdened by their own awareness, sees not just the choices in front of them, but every possible consequence, trapped in hesitation, unable to act when it matters most. What once empowered all of them now entraps them. When left unchecked, unhinged self-awareness proves to be just as destructive as it is illuminating. Amidst this contrast lies a balance, a hidden beauty in both the clarity and weight of self-awareness. Finding and harnessing this balance could prove to be the key to true self-understanding, whilst rejecting one side in favor of the other is a misunderstanding of its nature as a whole. To be truly self-aware doesn't mean to choose blessings or burdens, but rather to embrace the spectrum of what it means to understand yourself. Now think back to the plane, the meal before you, the impending crash. The situation is the same, but perhaps your perception isn't. Ask yourself again, is the inevitability of the crash a curse or simply an inescapable outcome? Do you succumb to fear and overthinking? Or do you simply enjoy your meal, seeing the predetermined as a reminder to savor what you already have? Akin to a light and shadow, self-awareness's dichotomy is inescapable. How we navigate it defines our perception and experience of light itself. The thing is, the blessing and burden are one and the same, two sides of the same coin. True self-understanding resides in your hands to decide which prevails. But what if this wasn't the case? What if the key isn't in choosing heads or tails, but in learning to embrace both? The elegance of self-awareness encompasses exactly that. How true beauty is found in its harmony rather than its duality. To be truly self-aware isn't about choosing blessings or burdens, but about navigating a life in motion, shaped equally by the pains and pleasures of self-understanding. Because to be truly self-aware isn't about knowing yourself or knowing others. It's about understanding that life is complex, and that the most beautiful part about that is we will never truly fully understand it. Thank you for your attention.